Oh my, was I not on my Facebook? Oh, well, hello, my fabulous Facebook, YouTube people. Welcome, 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 welcome. I thought I had turned this thing on, but apparently I did not. But that is okay because I'm going to keep things moving and grooving as I talk about the five. I want you to say with me the five wealth building strategies for families. The five wealth building strategies for families. But before I go any further, I just want to share with you these couple of scriptures. I want you to see what God says about this. First, he says in First Timothy chapter 5, verse 8, but those who won't care for their relatives, especially those in their own household, have denied the true faith. Such people are worse than unbelievers. This is what God said. My YouTube and Facebook family. Listen to this. In Luke chapter 16, verse 11, he says, and if you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the true riches of heaven? Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22 says, good people leave an inheritance for their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly. And then Proverbs 21, verse 20 says, the wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. So they let the money burn in their hands. So listen, let me say this to you, that there are the five simple strategies that we need to put in place in order that each generation does not start over. I mean, when you hear that, it says such people are worse than unbelievers when you do not make a financial choice and choose to make sure you create a legacy, make sure that you are creating wealth, especially when God gives you a plan and purpose of wanting to build, to be a blessing to others, to whether that's homes, whatever it might be, whatever the idea, the concept that he's given you, right? He's given it to you for a reason. He's giving you to it for a reason, not to hold for yourself. But if you cannot do those things because of lack of money, that's where you have to have coaching and mentorship to help you, to guide you to the area, to the plan and purpose, right? So that's why, I love what I do as a financial life coach, right? Teacher Melanie, and I love teaching because my purpose is to help moms make money from home so they can design the life that they want to know and learn the money game, because it's one thing to make it, but it's the other thing to keep it. And the way you keep it is by, of course, saving, and that's for emergency, but investing, because money has to be working for you just as hard as you are working for it. And if you want to design the life that you want, spend more time with your family, be able to travel as you please to places you want to go and make amazing memories with your families. Or maybe you just want to have an orphanage, you want to open up something, you want to start organizations and what have you, but you cannot do it if you are living paycheck to paycheck, or you're frustrated because you're doing something where you're not passionate about. So it takes all the effort, and when by the time you get home or wherever, you're exhausted. You're exhausted. Or you're just like, you know what, I don't know, I'm not managing my money, but you keep doing the same thing and not get coaching and mentorship and help because you allow pride to keep you where you are, or you're embarrassed. Listen, let me say this to you. I was there, foreclosure, bankruptcy, being sued, all of that. And to get to a place now that I can reach back and say, listen, no matter where you are, no matter how far you think you've gone, it's not the end, but it's the beginning of something great. And all that does is just to mold you to be the better person that God wants you to be, because He has an amazing plan for your life. So the five things, right? The first thing is real estate. Real estate. You have to own things before they own you. If things own you, that means money is not working for you. You're working for it. The second thing, to say second, is contribution, that you are contributing to some type of investment, mutual fund, ETF, whatever it might be, some type of investment, stocks, bonds, that money is working. Because if money is not working, you are losing out. Right? You should be having where money is working for you, even in your sleep. But if you are not in the game, then you're not winning because you're losing. Then you have the third thing, which is life insurance. People, do you know that you spend more on sneakers that have no value, cable where there's so much foolishness on the TV, on the TV, what is a TV? On the TV, but yet and still you don't want to protect your greatest asset, which is life insurance, income protection. And guess what? Life insurance also has living benefits. So heaven forbid, say for example, right, the breadwinner becomes diagnosed with a terminal illness and they need to have access to the money to be able to take care of their family. They can now access that policy without getting a loan, right? Access some of that money to be able to pay bills, maybe get for alternative treatment, or maybe it could just be for the vacation of the lifetime because of that illness, whatever it might be. Or the another living benefit is, heaven forbid, if that breadwinner becomes disabled. Now the company can pay their policy on their behalf until they recover or indefinite. There's also some living benefits, right? Additional benefits to a policy, which are called riders on top of it. Now listen to this, how powerful this is. That when a beneficiary receives the face value of that policy, they do not have to pay taxes on that money at all, even if it's hundreds of thousands, million. It is tax-free money because IRS does not consider that to be an income. So what now ends up happening with generational wealth, that money that family gets, they take that money. Now it's in an investment where now the family can just live off the interest, but they can still live. As much as a GoFundMe, fish fry, t-shirt sales, all those things are wonderful to help a family, but it does not help a family to live the life that they want after a breadwinner. And so the other side to that is this, is that now the breadwinner is still in control, taking care of their family. Why? Listen how powerful this is. They're sending money from heaven. They're sending money from heaven because they made a decision to put things in place. Now, I know this is uncomfortable to talk about, especially because when we talk about that, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die tomorrow. No, your family will live and your legacy will live forever. And it doesn't take a whole lot. As I said, we spend more time on things that, or money, I should say, on things that do not give value or leave a legacy for families. Listen, I like a nice purse, I like a nice pair of shoes and all those things. But I like to know that I can have more ownership because now I have something in place for my family to be taken care of. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? So we talked about the first thing, real estate. We talked about the second thing, which was contribution to some type of investment. We talked about the third thing, which is life insurance. The fourth thing, right? The fourth thing is having a business. Even if you have a 9 to 5, you need to also have a business, right? Why is that? Because the system is made for this, that when you have a business, now you have the ability to be able to write off expenses that you could not write off because you did not have a business. So your normal everyday expenses, your phone, your light, how you travel, okay, could not be written off. You're paying more taxes. But now when you have a business, right, with the proper structure, now you can write these things off. Oh my gosh. So now you're not just traveling for pleasure, it's business. You're not just eating for pleasure, it's business. Your cell phone, your utilities, all of these things, your mortgage, your rent, it's business. So now you are designing the life that you want with the perks, because now you're able to deduct these things, that means more money's in your pocket, right? Ordinary expenses that is deemed necessary for your business to run, now you can write them off. You document the, oh, and heaven forbid, by the way, if you have children, now you can hire your children in your business. Now they're going to learn the money game, right? You're teaching them financial literacy. You're preparing them. You're setting them up for success. You're setting them up for success. How you're paying them that you can now deduct. Oh my gosh, win-win. Win-win. So we talked about we talked about real estate. We talked about contribution, right? Some contribute to some type of investment, retirement, whatever the case may be. We talked about life insurance. We talked about having a business. Okay. The fifth thing is a trust. Now, a will is good. A will is good. It's a start, but a trust is better. A trust is better. Wills can still be contested. A trust cannot. Now I know you may say, well, that's for the wealthy. It's for you because you, first of all, you are wealthy in your mind. You are prosperous in your mind. That's what your success is. Especially you want more for yourself. So you start with where you are. You start with where you are. People often ask me, well, teacher Melody, what's the minimum that I can start investing? $25. $25. Do you know, especially where we are now, $25 buys you a meal for yourself, buys one meal for yourself. But now you have $25 that can continue to grow where you're starting the road. By the way, you can also do this for your children. $25. $25 that you can grow, increase, because now you're making it a habit. You're setting it automatic. Especially how when I set it up, you're understanding why this is important. You're seeing the money growing. If you're that much power setting it for your family or children, oh my gosh, look at the win-win situations that you're able to create. How phenomenal is that? How phenomenal is that? So if you have not booked an appointment with me, make sure you go into my calendar, teachermelanie.com. Follow me on all my social media platforms. But the other thing I want you to do is that I want you to also click on the link where you can download my complimentary guide to a home business and building your financial house right in time. I want you to go ahead and do it. It's complimentary, because when you understand what's happening, what's courses that I'm offering that's coming up, that's going to be for your elementary school children. If you have some middle school, high school, college, right? They're getting into the adulting stage and they're just like, they get there and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it's going to be this hard. They wanted to grow so fast, but now they can grow up knowing that they are financially literate and not illiterate. How powerful is that? So they won't always be in your pocket on that, right? So we start from elementary. Today with my students in class, we were talking about the rate of return, right? We were going through different dollar amounts and we were figuring out how much interest will be made on a pot of money if it had a certain particular interest rate, and what was happening in the growth. And they were just mind-boggling. And we were sure that money, that $9,000, that $10,000, that $100,000, you know what you did have to do for it? Nothing but put it in the investment, and it growed. It compounded. It just kept going and just going and just going and going. They were like, what? It says, yes, this is what is out here for you. This is what allows people to see their money growing and working for them. This is when they wake up and they're like, ooh, where they do that at? Right? Because if you are constantly always working for your money, you're missing out. You get exhausted. But when money is working for you just as hard as you're working for it, you win. So whatever you're doing now, and you're like, teacher me, I want my money to grow, and you haven't done anything, you prayed, you fasted, you cried, you're like, woe is me, God, what to do? and you have yet not to book your appointment, you have yet to even download the guide that's complimentary, but you say you want more for yourself and your family and you haven't done anything. You say that, you know what, I want to be able to have more of my time. I don't want to have to beg when I need to spend some time with my children or see my children's play or whatever. Or now I'm going to have to, I don't, I'm tired of getting them so early now because I have to rush into the daycare and then I have to rush to work. And then I have to, if I want to do something, I have to ask for permission and hope and pray they give it to me. Not anymore. Not anymore. So I want to encourage you, if you have not done so, go ahead and book that appointment. Yes, there is a fee, but you have to have skin in the game. And then once you book that, pat yourself on the back, say, okay, I made a decision. I'm stepping out on faith. I'm doing something. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. So with that being said, my fabulous piece, like I told you that I was gonna come on here before the day is done. I'm on here. Right. So I'm not gonna be in front of you long, but I am gonna be in front of you strong. So if not, make sure you comment. So I want you to comment below and let me know which one of these things you have put in place, right? If you have, congratulations. And if you had, don't be embarrassed. That's why you want to connect, right? So we can create a customized game plan. My team and I have so many ideas, not ideas, but things that we put in place that's really going to help empower you. Oh my gosh, and get you on the path of financial legacy, right? Right and tight. Build your financial mansion, not your house. Okay, house is small. We always want to think bigger. Your financial mansion. So if that is you, and you're like, Teacher Melanie, I want to design the life that I want. I want to have a customized game plan. I want to pay off debt. I want to start a business. I want to be able to pay my children and keep more money in my pocket because I'm already paying for them. But now I want to put it in such a way that it's going to serve me purpose. Teacher Melanie, I want to have my children to start their retirements and their investment. Well, Teacher Melanie, you know what? I really want to understand the money game and the tools so I can win on it. I don't have to keep figuring it out, right? I don't want to get caught, but I want to be taught. Let's get connected. All right, my fabulous peeps. So make sure you comment, share, like. Do that now. And then connect with me. All right, my fabulous piece. Or if this is not in for you and you're just like, well, Teacher Melanie, I'm good. Remember, there is good, there is better, and there is best. But make sure, share this with another fellow mom. Share it, right? Because sharing is caring. And like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye, fabulous.